praises, glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you. I came out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Chayan Apash coming at you with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be entitled A Conversation with an Edomite. E is catching hell. LOL. And I look at this conversation as an example of the curses coming upon Esau Edom. Esau Edom's kingdom being finished. Okay? And the position that he had being taken from him. Looking at it with a spiritual eye. I'm going to tell you about the conversation in a minute, but first I want to read this scripture. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, "And Yahweh, thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." And it's interesting, man. I'm gonna try to remember the conversation as much as I can, the important details rather. But this Edomite was pretty much pleading for me to give him answers, and he wanted spiritual answers from me. He was asking about the Most High, will the Most High forgive him, and so on and so forth. So, I was at this little spot, that I go to, and to clear my mind and whatnot. And they're on the solo, just they're meditating or whatever the case may be, looking around, observing. And I seen this one Edomite with a big beard. And when you look around, when Esau is looking to say something to you, they want to talk to you. And I'm just hoping in my head, I'm like, oh man, I hope this devil doesn't come talk to me and bother me, man. So, after a certain period of time, he ends up coming to me and talking to me. I'm like, here we go again. Got to deal with this devil, But, he starts to speak about all the hell he's catching. He just came right out the gate and started telling me about, I don't know what to do, I just got divorced, and so on and so forth, and I couldn't believe it. I'm in shock, blah 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 blah. And then he went to say that, and also I don't know if God's gonna forgive me. Can God forgive me? I believe in God. I go to church. I go to mass and blah blah blah. Saying he was a Catholic and this and that. So basically, he's saying, I don't know why this hell's coming on me. I'm a religious person. Well, like I said, he looks like an Edomite, and I perceive him to be an Edomite. But whatever the case may be, he's saying he doesn't understand why this is happening to him. All right, and then he went to further on to say that he's also he has cancer. He also, I'm like, damn, I just found out I have cancer, this and that. So, I'm trying to tell him like, man, it's not the end of the world. There's ways to cure it. Blah 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 blah. I'm trying to give this devil a little bit of hope, I guess. Just trying to say a couple kind words. Scriptures say, if it be at all possible, be peaceable with all men. But man, this guy was catching hell, bro. This man was catching some severe hell, right? And you could see he was crying in the bar. He had a big beard on his face, big Edomite, man. He was crying, but he was crying to me. I didn't see him crying before, but as he's explaining this to me, I see the tears rushing down his eyes, and yeah, man, I don't know what to do, so on and so forth. He's asking me, will God forgive me, this and that and the third? And I said, well, I can't answer that, and blah, 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 because, first of all, I don't know if he's an Edomite for sure. I just perceive he's an Edomite, but I look at this, regardless, as a representation of Esau Edom falling, going into the scripture I just read about the curses coming upon our enemies. Because you remember the scripture said that our wives their eyes would be evil toward their husbands. Her husband, right? This is part of the curses. This is Deuteronomy 28:56. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, right? Meaning they were feminine, you know, they were soft. Okay, you got these black women talking about soft girl era, and they're masculine and rough and rugged as hell, man. Okay, it says her eyes shall be evil toward her husband, toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. And now we see, you know, these Edomite women, their eyes are evil towards the Edomite man. You know, when at one time it wasn't like that. I mean, now we see more and more these Edomite women are rising up against the Edomite man and even exposing the Edomites. All right? Okay? That loyalty that was once there amongst these Edomites is no longer there like it was before. Okay? It says, and toward her young one that cometh out of her from between her feet, Salakia, and toward her children she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things. In the siege and straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gate. Now that's going into the siege when they were being starved out. Israelites were being starved out, which had happened multiple times. All right, and that's going to happen again. There's going to be another famine. You know, so that, you know, that cannibalism and all that's coming back. Okay, these women are going to be eating their children, right, for lack of food. These things are coming back in a big way. All right, and but the point that I was making was the first part, dealing with the eyes being evil toward their husband. All right, now that's what he's going into. You know, the divorce. You know, he's being divorced or whatever, and he was with her for 9 years, almost 10 years, or whatever the case may be. You know, and I don't know if they have children together, but he's clearly crushed by it. And the woman is not crushed. The women don't get crushed by that. When they leave your ass, they don't feel no way. They don't feel no remorse. Okay, they don't feel no remorse, and there's no consequences for them committing adultery or doing anything like that. You know, so this place has to be destroyed. But you know that once prestige Edomite, you know, he's fallen. Let's go to Isaiah 47 and verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. That's going into the Edomites. Sit on the ground, and also Babylon the Great. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And to prove the Edomites are synonymous with you know, the daughter of Babylon, read Psalms 137. Okay, all right. It says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Right, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And that's dealing with when Yahushua comes back and fully takes you Edomites out. So this is just the beginning of the downfall of you Edomites. All right, Jacob is Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We're now in the end parts of the Edomite world. Okay, to the point now the Edomite man, you know, his woman doesn't want him. His woman is leaving him. She's dealing with Jake. Oh, she wants Jake. Oh, everywhere I go, the Edomite woman is always looking. They're always ready to go. They're always, if I talk to them, they're open. You know, they're open. They can't wait to see me. And this is, these Edomites they're ready, man. They're ready to go. They're ready for Jake. All right, they're ready for Jake, man. All right, they're ready for Jake. Okay, but the Edomite man, he's losing, man. He's losing. There'll be an Edomite there, and there'll be a Jake there, and the woman will choose the Jake a lot of times, man. All right, not every time, but you know, hey, it's becoming more and more increasing, right? Especially when they see Jake's spirit and they see these Edomites can't compare, right? So you Edomites are through, man. Yeah, you still got, and don't get it twisted, you still got those racist Edomite women that they fight their own attraction not to deal with Jake because of their hatred. Don't get that. That still exists. All right, they're still out there, but that's okay. It doesn't matter because they're missing out. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So he was vented, pouring his heart out to me, and in my mind, the whole time I'm like, damn, Esau is feeling it. He's catching hell, man. Okay, and that's only the beginning, man. It's only the beginning. All right, it's only the beginning of the hell that you got to catch, devil. Okay. So, anyways, I just want to say that real quick. It's a little quick lesson on that. So, with that little one, this was edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom.